Okay, well, let's see if that works. If anybody's tuning in, I apologize. For some reason, I was trying to stream on my PC this time around, and for some reason, it was not. I don't know. It wasn't acting right because it wouldn't. The stream started on Streamlabs, but it would not start on YouTube. So I don't know what the deal was there. So I apologize. And well, I'll go ahead and make my little post telling people I'm live. So hey, Paper Banjo. Oh, okay, I'll explain the late start here once more people join in. Technical difficulties. Always a good time. Always a good time. Sorry for the late start. But we are now live. Sure. Okay, cool. That's not how you spell live. Okay. So, let's see. Floyd, how are you? Yeah, I started a few minutes late because I was trying to stream on the PC this time. And I don't know what happened, but I went to start the stream, and I guess, like, the drop rate... I never had this issue before, but the drop rate said, like, it dropped significantly, and because of it, the stream itself would not start on YouTube, even though I had started on Streamlabs. So that's what caused the problem. And after trying a few things and doing what I could, it just wasn't worth it, and I didn't want to keep you guys waiting. So I apologize for the inconvenience. So I wanted to try to get the PC thing going just because I felt like it would have ran a little bit smoother. But unfortunately, luck was not on my side there. So, yeah, like I said, I'm just making a post telling people I'm live, and then I'll get started shortly. We got a few fun things today. Bit different since I'm doing back-to-back streams. Obviously, the season just around the corner now at this point, right? So that's exciting. There's a lot going on. Had quite a few bit of news this week with all the entries in this year's Daytona 500. I'm also happy to say that I will be going down to Daytona again. Just got my ticket. So, yeah, I'll have to see what's going on, if there's something in the settings with what happened to Streamlabs on my PC and why it was acting weird. But, yeah, that stuff like that just gets annoying because it's like, oh my gosh. Like, I had everything set up, but for whatever reason, it just, something didn't fully go through, so, I don't know. This PC can act a little weird at times, because, like, I remember sometimes after I would do an iRacing race, like, it would act, like, a little slowed down. I'm not really sure why, because it's like, I got a good internet connection, the Ethernet's hooked up, so, I don't know. So, it's hard to say. So, again, I apologize for that, and we'll carry on and go from there. So we'll do a couple of fun mock races and all that. So that's the plan for tonight. And then in between both races, I will talk about Racing Infinity Volume 31, at least tease it, and as well as talk about a kind of a fun little Sunday Night Lights announcement. It's just, more so, it's just something that, a little fun thing to do while, Sunday Night Lights 2000 is being worked on. So, there's still a broken stream listing waiting to start too. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I'm not entirely sure why that was the problem, but I'll go ahead and investigate that really fast. See if I can get on here, maybe delete it. Yeah. Let's just get it out of here and focus on this stream. Okay. Let's see. Andrew, how are you? Yep. Clash is a couple weeks away. 500's getting close. It's less than a month away now. Imagine if Elio Castro... Oh, dude. If Elio Castroneves, or even if he won the ARCA race, to me would be a huge deal. You want to know a fun story about the one time I met Elio? So, this was 2021 in May, a couple weeks before the Indy 500. So that weekend, I went to the IndyCar road course race at Indianapolis, and I think that was Sunday, and the day before, I think, was IMSA at Mid-Ohio. I had never been to Mid-Ohio, so... And plus, I'd never been to an IMSA race at that point. And I had a really good time. I really enjoyed it. But before the race, Elio Castroneves was actually signing autographs. And I think back my cabinet over here, I have a bunch of programs. I love collecting programs from the races I go to. So, there is a program from that event that I got signed by the guy who won his 4th Indy 500 about 2 weeks later. That might be worth something, but I'm keeping that. That is a keeper. That was pretty cool, because then I realized, like, oh my god, I got his autograph, and I got really lucky too, because he was about to head out and they cut the line off. I was like, I think I might have been like the very last or second to last person to get an autograph, so I got really lucky. But that's my little encounter with Mr. Elio Castroneves. And that was all cool, because I also got to see him live win his 4th Indy 500. That was special. You're witnessing history, so that's pretty neat. So, if Elio won the Daytona 500, I think Trackhouse should just run the 91 for the full season at that point with Elio behind the wheel and let him run for a championship. Of course, I mean, he'd have to declare for points, but, we can only dream. But, yeah, I mean, I'm excited about Elio. And again, that's what I love about Trackhouse, and that they're willing to do things different. And it helps grow the sport in a way, because, I mean, Project 91's already been a success. You brought in Kimi Räikkönen, and then Shane Van Gisbergen, who goes out to Chicago and wins after never driving a stock car or NASCAR stock car ever. Yeah, I apologize if you guys were waiting on the other stream. I had weird technical difficulties on my PC. For some reason, I think it was the drop rate or something like that. It was just acting really weird. I remember streaming from this PC before, so I'm not sure what happened there, but that's something I'm going to have to investigate, and I apologize sincerely for that. Yeah, I mean, Trackhouse really does think outside the box. There's a group of teams that, before we get started with this race, there's a group of teams that I really feel like make a difference, like they make an impact. That they're willing to go out and do things differently than what, other teams have done and what we've been used to. Because, you can't do the same thing forever, Sometimes you have to go out there and do what's necessary and best benefit for the sport. And I think teams like Trackhouse do that in a way. I think RFK Racing does that now with Brad running the show. It's kind of funny because I'm from Cincinnati, and I consider RFK a de facto Cincinnati team. The reason why I say that is because, number one, Jack Roush was born in Covington, Kentucky, across the river. Number two, they have Kroger, Fifth Third, and Hoist, the Hoist drink. 3 companies based out of Cincinnati. So, my hope is that maybe they'll help push for a street race here, because I know that's been discussed. But anyway. Oh my god, SVG winning the 500. Please let it happen. I would be the happiest person ever. I'd love to see him kick a rugby ball into the crowd of Daytona. That would be absolute cinema if he won it. So it's hard to predict who will win the 500 this year. There's a lot of heavy favorites, and it's just it's gonna be a fun, exciting race, and everything else of that nature. Um, so, I have not met any drivers, but I was rather close to Eric Jones one time. Didn't get to say anything. He was riding away in his golf cart. Okay. Yeah, I remember I saw him signing autographs at Michigan, at the Petty 75 statue they had last season, which I really loved seeing those. I actually, when I went to Gateway for the Cup race, me and my dad had just walked in, and we were walking right towards the Petty 75 statue. Richard Petty was there. He was there taking photos with the people that run the track and everything else. I'm like, man, that's Richard Petty. That is loyal. That is royalty. Richard Petty. Oh God, yeah. I wanted. We can't have nice things. You know what, Andrew? I'm with you on that. I'd prefer him not winning. That's just my take. You know, we all have different opinions. I mean, Kyle Busch winning after all these years would be awesome. Considering that he went winless last year for literally the first time in his career, which is crazy. I mean, that just tells you how good he's been. So I hope he can snap that winless drought. I'd like to see it because regardless of how you feel about Kyle Busch, he is you respect what he's done. Not many drivers like him come around. I don't know. Maybe Jimmy Johnson can surprise some people. Probably wishful thinking, but I don't know. I have a lot of respect for Jimmy, and I think he deserves a little more respect than he gets. But right away, I want to ask this: how do you guys change the numbers of already existing cars? So immediately, what I do, and the reason why those specific cars are not available to download is because they were edited, and the credit goes to the original creator. So that's I didn't want to feel like I was taking somebody's stuff and stealing it. That's just not okay. But what I do is I go into the opponent manager. I'll export the car, and not import it, but export it, and then I open it up in GIMP. It's going to be one layer. That's the tricky part. It's going to be one layer instead of the multiple layers like you usually do when you're painting cars. So you just got to, work around it a little bit. It takes a little bit of finessing depending on what the paint scheme is, but you try to make it work the best way you can. For the most part, I think it's worked out. So that's how I do it. But yeah, KFB winning would be my sentimental favorite. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Kyle Busch winning it would be cool. I like to see Alex Bowman win it. Because it was kind of heartbreaking to see him get disqualified at the Roval and, miss out on making the round of 8. I hated that for the guy because Bowman's a great guy. He's a great personality, and he's a great driver. He had a setback with the injuries, but he got that Chicago win, which is special. That's a marquee win, if you ask me. That winning at the Chicago Street Race, to me, that's a marquee win, and I really do hope that race keeps going beyond this year. I'd really like to go this year, because that stuff like that's cool for the sport. It's good for the sport. So, yeah, SVG winning the 500 would be phenomenal. Hey, Starlight, how are you? Okay, we'll continue talking, but I do want to get started with our first race today. I want to make sure. Oh, let me check something. Oh, there we go. That's better. Need to make sure my headphones. My headphones are a little older. I've been using these since like my sophomore, junior year of college. They're a little worn out now, but sometimes they don't fully plug in like they're supposed to. Alex Lozano, how are you? Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I'm really sorry about the late start. My apologies there. Let me turn the volume down on OBS so nothing weird happens there. I just got a new microphone, meaning I can now record voice lines with good audio. Oh, awesome! That's good. What kind of microphone did you get? The one I use is a Samson Meteor. But yeah, that's awesome to hear. Basically what I did. Change it from 7. Yeah, okay, yeah. Stuff like that. Like, for example, the reason why I changed Todd Bodine's 06 car is because the Joe Bessie car was 60, but I changed it to 06 just because 60 was already taken. That's the reason why, by the way, Joe Gibbs Racing's Cup car is 17, is because at the time I had Paul Newman's team when they came in, and therefore I had to use a different number. Cursed, but yeah. Imagine Logano winning the 500. Yeah, I mean, people would be mad, but I see things a little differently. I respect Logano for what he's done. I think, love him or hate him, I think he's a clutch driver, and again, he's one of those drivers you either love or hate. So, I in my opinion, I just kind of looked at last season. I was like, came in clutch. That's the playoffs, he came in clutch, but but again, the Penske Ford, the Fords in general, they're really good on super speedways, and I know the Penske Fords they're going to be a dominant threat for sure. So they're going to be a threat. They always are. McDowell could surprise people and win a. Oh yeah, you probably noticed, Pumpkin Nation. Yes, we are doing our first race at Coca-Cola Super Speedway, the good old NR 2003 default track. I actually remember when I was a kid in 2006, I went to the Coca-Cola 600. During that weekend, I went to the DEI Museum, and I got a game that's literally NR 2003, but it was called the Nabisco Super Snack 500. And I remember playing that a bunch of times on the computer. Some of you may remember that vaguely, because I remember the track in it was this track, but it was reskinned and called like Nabisco Super Speedway or something like that. The 17 was significance for Coach Gibbs. Doug Williams. Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. So it did make sense. Okay. I didn't think about that back then with Doug Williams. Yeah. J.J. Yaley winning the 500. Yes, I'm all for a J.J. Yaley win. I am all for it. Let me check and make sure, because I think I may have like 41 cars. 99, Alex. It's too many rosters. Anyway. Too many rosters. Okay. Let's see if there's another car I can quickly throw in. If not, I won't worry too much about it. Oh, we'll do that. We'll want a 42 car field. The more fun, the better. I think that was the demo for NR 2002. Oh, was that what it was? Okay. Release a special version. It may have been, because I remember one of the cars you could control was like Dale Jr.'s Busch Series Nabisco car from that time period. Yeah, I saw the announcement for the Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah. Looks pretty cool. We're not going to know more until April, which is kind of... I find it funny that at first it was like, oh, we got a big announcement, and then it was like the Donkey Kong thing, and everyone's like, oh, of course. And then they just slide it in like, oh, yeah, here you go, guys. Like, oh, you're just going to nonchalantly drop that. Okay. Oh, man.
Drivers, to your cars.
Okay, what we got? Oh, we got a Penske front row. Rusty Wallace always up front. Matt Kenseth up there, though. That's interesting. Then again, this is practically a super speedway race, so who knows what the heck will happen. This race I'll run at 25%. The other track I have in mind, I'll run to like 30 or 35. Just to make sure we have long enough of a race. Kind of a goofy idea, but I saw it on Stu Nod, and I thought it'd be fun for the second race, so we'll get to that in a little bit.
Drivers, to your car.
Who will be the first person to watch SNL on the Switch 2? Yes! We gotta ask the important questions. We gotta ask the important questions, guys. I like that it has a stand. That's pretty cool. Like, you can just put the screen down and have it set up. So, you're not always have to be like, oh, it's either the handheld or the TV. If you want to, if it's a late night with some friends, you just gather around, want to play a little Mario Kart or whatever. Apparently, we might have like 24-player Mario Kart, which to me just sounds like a lot of broken Switch 2s about to happen. So, out of rage. Anyway, here let's go through the starting lineup here. Rusty Wallace, Matt Kenseth. Row 2, Davey Allison. You got Kyle Petty, then Dale Earnhardt, Terry Labonte, Sterling Marlin, Alan Kowicki, Shauna Robinson, Kelly Earnhardt, Rob Moroso, Jeff Gordon, Patty Moyes, John Nemechek, Mark Martin, Joe Nemechek, Bubba Nissen, Jeff Green, Tim Richmond, Ricky Rudd, Bobby Hamilton, Tim Steele, Jerry Nadeau and Bill Elliott, Tammy Jo Kirk, Jeff Burton, Morgan Shepherd, Paige Jones, Robert Presley, Ernie Irvin, Kenny Wallace and Robbie Gordon, Jeremy Mayfield, Rick Mast, Jimmy Spencer, that's not what I wanted, Bobby Labonte, Todd Bodine, Morgan Shepherd, that's not Morgan Shepherd, Eddie Bierswell, excuse me, Darrell Waltrip, Casey Elliott, Ward Burden, and Chad Little. There's your starting lineup. All right, well, we'll have some fun. Let's see. Yeah, if you want to drop the link to Gear Shift, you can if you want. NASCAR 25. Yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be. I'm sure we'll hear more information on that here before long. We have Mark Martin, right? Yep, we do. Pretty sure we do. Yeah, we do. Check my community tab. All right, I'll do that in a little bit for sure. All right, well, we're about 35 seconds from the command, so we'll get this show on the road. 24-player Mario Kart is pretty much the Nintendo equivalent of Talladega. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's gonna be. That's wild. Mario and Sonic both are gonna be dropping racing games because Sonic was teasing the Sonic Racing Cross Worlds or whatever it's called. So I'm intrigued to see what that's gonna be all about.
Drivers, start your engines.
If there's an arcade wheel for the Switch 2, I'm definitely getting it. I'm pretty sure, I know I have my Wii somewhere. I'm pretty sure I still have that old Wii steering wheel that came with the Mario Kart for the Wii. But, yeah. I always loved playing that as a kid. Which, I don't know if y'all have watched Pro Fisher, but I know he goes through quite a lot of those. Let's see. I have Newman Haas car and the NASCAR Sega Touring Stock Cup. Oh, interesting. Okay. 24 carts on Baby Park. Let that sink in. Oh boy. Can you imagine if the new Sonic Racing game just does the same too? They're just coming out and going, you know what? Yeah, we're going to do the same. But it's, I don't know. I'm just being silly. But anyway. 16, 17 people currently watching. Appreciate the support as always. 42 laps for this race. On this big old 3-mile circuit. I know the circuit actually got added to iRacing. Well, it's just iRacing Super Speedway, but it's the same track because the folks that made this game obviously went on to make iRacing. Alright, let the games begin. When do we get the big one? Pace car down pit road. And we are set and ready to go as the two Penske drivers of Wallace and Kenseth lead the field of the green flag, and we're underway at Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Hey, oh yeah, Starlight, I've done that too. I've considered 100 to be a milestone at one point and not just try to, build off of every last video. And like I said, I think 2000 is going to be a lot of fun. I really do think 2000 is going to be a ton of fun. So definitely stay tuned for that. Still in the process of getting those cars taken care of, by the way. So, cross that bridge when we get there. Ooh, look at that camera shot. 240 miles an hour. Holy God. Still climbing. Almost 250. That is way too fast. Oh my God. Oh God, I'm scared a wreck's gonna happen at some point. And I will say, like, the paint schemes we've made so far for 2000, I think are some of the best we've done yet. I think you guys are really going to get a kick out of them. They look really good. A place for fantasy tracks. I mean, fantasy tracks would be cool to add in the game for sure. Can they get to 275? Oh, God. I think they can only get to maybe 250. I'll send you the Northwestern track. Alright, if you want to. Man is scared that an unrestricted superspeedway is fast. How unexpected. Unironically, this is probably what some people want. And I'm like, I care more about safety of the drivers. But yeah. Again, this is just a game, so... Well, in a way, it's also kind of a sim racer. Consider, especially when the... people still use this for online, even to this day, I think, so... Ryan Newman, 2009. Oh, gosh. Well, I mean, after that flip, I believe that was when he implemented an additional bar to add to the roll cage, the Newman bar, which... that bar probably saved his life in the Daytona 500 5 years ago, so... God, I still... Of all the years at that point that I have watched NASCAR, that might have been the one time I was actually really, really, really scared for somebody's life. And I think it just also shows the safety that NASCAR has really put in with the cars over the past 25 years or so. So, we do have a caution. Oh boy, what happened? Oh boy, did somebody hit the entrance of the pit road wall? Because that wouldn't... Yep. Okay. Well, let's see what happened. Looked like Bobby Labonte was cruising along. Oh, Tim Steele got into Jeff Burton. Labonte hit the wall. And something else happened here. Ward Burton and Johnny Benson with heavy damage. Did I say Johnny Benson? I'm pretty sure that's Darrell Waltrip. Yeah, sorry. That is Darrell Waltrip in the 23 car. My apologies. Connor Zillich Racing Cup on road courses. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he made a cup start at some point this year. Especially if he does as well as he's been doing. Looks like Ward Burton... Oh yeah, just an innocent victim there. Looks like the 06 and the 23 just kind of bunched up. The 23 with a lot of damage. Heavy front end damage to the 23. Yeah, it was just a stack up here, and then that's kind of what caused that little bunch up there. Okay, well. First caution out today here at Coca-Cola. Yeah, but Connor Zillich, yeah, that guy is a gem. I mean, I really do think that guy's going to be something special here. Oh my God, Patty Moyes and Rusty Wallace nearly took each other out coming off pit road. Good Lord. Looks like some folks did stay out. Jerry Nadeau will assume the lead. Let's see. Can't wait for you to have to justify the car of tomorrow. My opinion on the car tomorrow is yes, appearance-wise, didn't look that great. I actually preferred what they did to it in 2011, 2012. I think that I call that the cleaned-up version of the car of tomorrow. But when I look back on it, it was designed for safety purposes. It was designed to save lives, and I think it did that. I mean, you think about Sadler's crash at Pocono in 2010, McDowell's scary qualifying crash at Texas, moments like that, Carl Edwards' flip at Talladega, and the wing. The wing obviously was a concern because that's what caused cars to pick up off the ground so easily. I mean, you remember Brad Keselowski 2010, like Alex mentioned, like even back then I was like, yeah, that's why they're getting rid of the wing. I'm like, there's no way you should be able to flip at Atlanta. Even with the Atlanta now, but, you know, the COT is overhated. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, NASCAR, you need to innovate, right? And NASCAR changes more than any other sport, in my opinion. Just because the automobile industry is constantly changing and everything else. So, you know, I think the car tomorrow was designed for safety, and it did its job. And, it would take a significant wreck. I'm going to say that I haven't really wrote up certain things, but I will say that safety enhancements has come along. And like I said with Sunday Night Lights, I will not kill off any drivers. I do not have the willing to do that. I don't. And you do not have to worry about that. I mean, justify the COT's existence. Well, it's one of those things we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We're still quite a ways out from, we're still like 7 or 8 seasons out from that anyway. So, we've talked about it on and off, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Connor Zilic, yeah, I think he can make a Cup start this year and everything else. I'm really looking forward to seeing how he does this year. I really hope he does well because that guy could be the next Jeff Gordon or Jimmy Johnson. Like, I think he's that good. I mean, 17, 18 years old last year. Won the Rolex 24. Won 12 Hours of Sebring. The guy was winning in everything. And I'm like, oh, yeah, NASCAR needs a guy like this. So, talented kid. I'll say that as much. He's a talented kid. He's got a lot of talent. I'm looking forward to it. Do you think Connor Zilic would win his Cup debut? Man, if he did that, Trackhouse would be doing whatever they could to get him in a Cup car next year. I think now there's the 3 charter limit thing, which, alright, I get, but I'm sure Trackhouse could work something out, with somebody to work with, whoever. I don't know. I think Connor will do well. He's definitely going to be a threat on the road courses. And he's good. He's going to be good on the ovals, too. Won a bunch of ARCA races last year, too. So, he's just a guy I look at that I could see potential being a 3 or 4-time Cup champ. I mean, this guy could put Trackhouse really up there. Trackhouse has been doing great already with Chastain and Suarez and even Shane Van Gisbergen, but I really think Connor could take that team to the next level, which is kind of interesting to think about. So, I mean, I don't know. Connor could drive like the fall-summer race, or fall-summer, the August Daytona race, if they wanted to do that. So, well, we're getting back to racing. I should probably pull up how many laps there are. 8. All right, we're coming to lap 9. So with that being said, let's get to the action. Let's bring the action, as Lee Diffie would say, right? And here we go. That's an interesting thing with the Xfinity COTs, or the Xfinity cars, because they've been using the same body. This is going to be like the 14th or 15th year they've used that body. So I'm kind of curious at some point if, NASCAR may take a look at that and go, do we need to update this car at some point? So Moroso and Jeff Green, pair of RCR Chevrolets out in front now. What if Cup had used the Xfinity style cars instead of the real? I know somebody made a car set of that a bunch of years ago. I think it was like a future prediction fantasy car set, but I know somebody did something like that, so I mean, it's interesting. I don't really have much of an opinion on what could have happened there. In Fork in the Road, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson co-owned a team with Hermie Sadler. Yeah, because that almost happened. But I think what happened was Mr. Vince McMahon kind of stepped in and said, you can't use The Rock's name and all this stuff, which it's kind of funny because last year The Rock actually finally got the usage of the name The Rock. It wasn't just owned by the WWE, or at the time it was the WWF, and of course they rebranded in 2002. But yeah, that almost came to be, which certainly would have been interesting to see how that would have done if that had happened. Brand protect. Well, I mean, I do think it's a missed opportunity because you can do cross promotions and really benefit both companies in a way. Or at least that's just how I see it. But yeah, you see Rob Moroso to the inside of Jeff Green there. They're side by side battling for the lead, and Moroso clears his teammate. Got Bill Elliott running in third. Good run for him. Tammy Jo Kirk behind them. And back comes Jeff Green to take the lead. Yeah, after this race we'll have I'll have Jet join us here. Man, look at those cars zoom by. Adding a new engine formula. That's interesting. I wonder what it takes to make like the car sounds in this game, like the different sound packs. I mean, this game is timeless, I feel like, because I mean, there's so much you can do with a game that's, and of course I know it still has its limitations, and it's a game that came out in 2003, but this game is just timeless, and that's what makes this game so cool. Is, and especially being able to literally create a complete alternate timeline of NASCAR racing. And it's been cool. I mean, I love stuff like this. 14 laps are complete. NR 2003 is the Minecraft of racing games. Is it bad that I almost want to say, I am Steve? Anyway. Alright, looks like Moroso and Jeff Green are having a fun time sharing the lead up front here, but they have some competition now in the form of Alan Kowicki, of course, won the 1998 Daytona 500 in this timeline. Which is interesting, because obviously he hasn't won a title. And, he's getting up there in age, so that window to win a championship is closing, but I do think that it's a good replacement if he doesn't win a championship. And not only that, he's already expanded his team, and his team's won a title anyway. So that's what's also been fun is, being able to see what, and there's infinite possibilities, but just seeing, how would Alan Kawicki's career played out, how Tim Richmond's career would have played out, or Davey Allison, or whoever else. So it's been fun, and there's still more guys to come. Obviously, Blaze Alexander's still running in the Busch Series and stuff like that. Almost going 3 wide here, heading into, I believe that's turn number 1. Oh, Tim, be careful. Tim Richmond nearly wiped out Alan Kawicki. Rubbin is racing. That was scary for a moment there. I was like, Tim, what are you doing? Tim Richmond, he's a star, man. He doesn't mess around. Terry Labonte has made his way to 3rd. Yeah, Ernie Irvan too, in a way, because he had his career cut short because of what happened to him. He had a horrible crash in 94 and then again in 99. So in this timeline, instead, he's now a Winston Cup champion, which is really cool to see. And not to mention, like, Ernie struggled early on. Like, at one point, he D&Q'd a lot and just didn't do great. And, he went to Junior Johnson, got a win again, and then, took the chance at AK Racing, and he's been great ever since. So it's been fun to watch. Yeah, I thought they were going to wreck there, too. In a way, I do like that the cars are a little more spread out, and they're not just in a humongous pack, but it's for a track like this, anyway, considering how fast they're going. I mean, they're going nearly 250 into the turns. Got 3 wide for second. Here's Sterling Marlin, Kyle Petty, and Tim Richmond as Kawicki continues to lead. They going fast. Well, Jerry Nadeau was a rookie, and, the 43 is a satellite team, but I do think he's going to continue to improve for sure. Not in this timeline. Ernie, I don't think Ernie's won a 500 yet. Kawicki has, but not Ernie. A version of Talladega with non-pack racing. Oh, interesting. It's like Kawicki's starting to drop back a little bit as Sterling Marlin leads. Oh, you mean in real life? Yeah, okay, yeah. In real life, he did win the 500, yeah. 91. Right? Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, he did. I think I'm getting my timelines mixed up. Also, I just want to, while this race is going on, I do want to clarify something right now. How do I'm trying to word this correctly? So, we're not really taking paint scheme requests or anything like that. We already have some things lined up and stuff like that, so just wanted to make that clarification real quick that I appreciate, everybody having ideas, of course. I think that's great, but obviously, we're not, right now, I can't speak today. Right now, we're just not taking any paint scheme requests currently. But it is fun to, discuss it. But just wanted to point that out there. Magic combination. If you want a certain driver on the pole, you can do the save game editor. Just make sure that you have to run you have to do qualifying yourself. You do have to drive the qualifying laps, and then you save your results, and then you pull them open in the save game editor, and then you could adjust your starting lineup like that. That's what I That's how I do the Daytona 500 after I run the duels, and I set the field that way. Oh God, Rusty's coming. Rusty. Rusty. I recorded the Dover race before Talladega, and certain things change after. I see. Yeah, I mean sometimes it can be a little tricky with things. Rusty Verstappen. Oh my God. Super Rusty. And Rusty takes the lead. But here comes Dale Earnhardt. We got 20 laps to go here. Looking for third from Tammy Jo Kirk. Also, I need to set up a point spreadsheet. Yeah, and you can use Score for. You can use Score for as well if you needed to. Let Rusty lead now so he can choke later. When I was doing a quick test of the second track that I'm going to run here today. And I won't lie, Rusty, he was like in last. I think Rusty's going to continue being a threat. As we got 3 wide here. Earnhardt, Kawicki, and Rusty Wallace, and Dale Earnhardt takes the lead. You recorded the races live. Watchdogs errors galore. Really? I mean, I've always just saved the results and then pull them up from the import-exports folder. That's how I, do it that way. Shauna Robinson getting into the mix too. Race Hell Praise Rusty. I think Race Hell Praise Dale still exists. Maybe Rusty has a different kind of phrase. The 27 at the top. Well, he's getting close. As Kawicki and Earnhardt battle it out for the lead here. Miller time? Yeah, it's Miller time could work. Have you guys, since I see Rusty and Alan Kawicki running second and third, have you guys seen the Xerox commercials that Rusty and Alan did back in, 1990? They're pretty funny, actually. Because, Alan was him. Well, look at Shauna getting up into the mix. Now I've become Patty, Destroyer of Worlds. Here goes Ricky Rudd up in the mix here. He's in fourth. It's hootin' time. Of course, Kawicki will always be known as the Underbird, right? Or the Polish Prince. Oh yeah, chill out, Rusty. Yeah, exactly. The other one was him dancing with that beautiful dancer, and Rusty just goes, "Oh, brother," and walks off. Alan's commercials and a compilation. Yeah. It's cool looking at stuff like that. It really is. Like I said, I really admire what Kawicki did. Especially that, man, I feel like with NASCAR, the sport's been a little unlucky in real life. And what I mean by that is, I feel like we've lost people who could have been super influential in a way, right? Like Tim Richmond, Alan Kawicki, even Dale, just a thought. But I really do feel like guys like them. I really feel like guys like them could have made an impact. Kenny Brack, angry Swedish nurses. You're gonna get your trophy case built at IKEA? Sorry. Anyway, sorry, I'm being funny. I'm being funny. Underbull in this case, since the Ford Tauruses. Yeah. Special K. Oh, I know somebody did a video talking about that. Kawicki overcame the worst challenge impossible, being from Milwaukee. Damn. Well, Greenfield, Wisconsin. I'm got to be actually, but yeah, he's from Greenfield, Wisconsin. But I don't know. Is that close to Milwaukee? It probably is. Oh, geez, yeah, it's in Milwaukee County. I had to check to make sure, but I wasn't 100%. It's one of those things where it's like, I think it is, but I'm not 100% confident because my mind's like, don't get too confident. But anyway, Milwaukee mention. I don't know what happened to Ernie Irvin, but he's about to be lapped. Speaking of Milwaukee, by the way, just want to say rest in peace to Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker. A legendary voice in sports in general, and passed away at 90 this week, and he will be greatly missed. Don't call me a fake Midwesterner. I am a proud Midwesterner. Yeah, I know Slapshoes did a video on that. Yeah, I remember seeing it before. How I kind of see it is, Alan Kawicki was just one of a kind when it came to being an owner-driver. I think he influenced other drivers to try it. Like Bill Elliott tried it, Ricky Rudd, Jeff Bodine. I don't think they could have replicated what Kawicki could have done, because this was a guy who had a massive engineering background. He was a businessman, Yeah, it's just, I feel like Kawicki just stood out. He was just one of a kind, and he did things a certain way that really worked, and I don't think we'll ever see that again, really. Is Marino still involved? Are you talking SNL? Because yes, he's still involved with Elliott and Melling. Does this timeline Jeff Green have the mustache in the Budweiser commercials? I don't know when he got rid of it. There's a good chance of it. Oh, the Chiefs won again. Shocker. Working that mysterious voodoo magic. Oh, Taylor Swift was there. That's why they won. Gotcha. I've already made up my mind. They're winning the Super Bowl. I don't care at this point. Let me see this. Well, it looks like in 2000 he did have the mustache, so yeah, I'm going to say, yeah, Jeff Green probably still has the mustache. I like all these slogans we're coming up with here. Yeah, Ricky Rudd, I mean, he was great in our timeline, but he's had even more success in this timeline. He's won a 500, he's won a championship. But yeah, he's had a pretty good run. If DW yeah, it would have been interesting to see if DW had stayed with Rick Hendrick, and what that could have done. But yeah, I think Kawicki was just on a different level from all those other guys, and I just think he just knew how to do things. And I think eventually he would have adapted to the sport changing, and kind of like what he's doing now in Sunday Night Lights. Now he's got a 2-car team, and he's practically setting up his team for the future. He's setting things up and getting things ready to go there. Oh, dude, I'd love to see the Lions win the Super Bowl. It just seems like the Chiefs keep finding weird ways to win games, and I think it's just driving everybody crazy. But, man, I would love for the Lions to win the Super Bowl. I would be so happy for those fans. They've been through enough. I know that because I'm a Bengals fan, and we've been through so much crap and disappointment and depression. Yes, I know we made the Super Bowl, and I wish we would have won it. Pain. Had to lose to Stan Kroenke and the LA Rams. But anyway. Okay, we got some green flag pit stops taking place here. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens. I got to really slow down entering pit road here. Whew. This is interesting because I know there was a group of cars that stayed out from that caution. So I wonder if the other group may end up... I feel bad for the Browns, though. Yeah, and in some cases, a lot of it is ownership and the leadership and all that stuff. But, so, I mean, they've been through so many different quarterbacks, I can't even name them all. But, like the Lions never went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, like I said, I am manifesting a Lions Super Bowl championship run. Which means the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl probably, but... Who knows? We'll see what happens. And then we can say, move over NFL, it's time for NASCAR. So let's see who's all leading here. Looks like it right now it is Rusty versus Dale. Two men in black. And Dale Earnhardt now has the lead. Got an advantage over Wallace. Getting near the end of this one. The Chiefs are just SNL Rusty. I don't know. I think they just have the power of Taylor Swift. I think that's all it is. Oh my gosh, look at Rusty make a power move on the outside. He may have some help with his teammate as more cars come off pit road here. Who will flip coming to the line? Place bets now. It seems like Penske Fords are controlling this race now. Mark Martin not too far behind now. He's going to take third from Earnhardt. I don't know, maybe it's just me being a Bengals fan and wishing that that was us right now. And I really think it can be, but we just can't seem to figure stuff out. Maybe we're just a cursed franchise. Yeah, that's what it is. You know, we have a cheap owner and Mike Brown and whatever else, but... Oh no, the caution's out. Oh, what in the heck's going on? Marlin just stole the lead away. I think we're still racing back to the line, too. Tim Richmond just took second. I don't know if he's going to catch the 22 or not, but we're going to have to see what the caution was. But I definitely want to see who gets back to the line, because this might be for the race. Some smoke on the front stretch. It's going to be Sterling Marlin leading them back to the line. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's over. All right. We're going to have to see what in Davy Jones's locker happened here. Ooh. Looks like Jeremy Mayfield might have been the unlucky guy here. Looks like he and Rick Mash just get together coming off turn 4, and it could have been a lot worse, but that's what's going to bring. That's what brought out the caution that probably puts the end of this one. So unless anything weird happens, Sterling Marlin should win this race. But yeah, this we've had 2 cautions now in this race, and oh, we got some folks pitting. Not the leader though. Top 3 stays the same. Probably those were guys who were planning to pit, but now they have to under caution because they probably just didn't have enough fuel to make it the rest of the way. A very tough break for those guys indeed. Marlin's going to pit again like Tommy Kendall. Oh no. So as of right now, Marlin will win this race. But again, The race is not over until it is actually over, so... Just gotta wait and see what happens. Billy Venturini is a development driver for AK Racing SNL now. Well, I can't really say who will be next, but, you know, it's definitely Alan Kawicki building for the future. Excuse me. All right, Starlight, you take it easy. Marlin and Richmond pin and Rusty wins again. Boy, if that happened, I think the chat would have blown up. What happened with PPG in the timeline? Are they still involved in card? Like the company PPG? I would assume so, yeah. The paint company? Yeah, I would assume they're still probably involved with cart. No, nothing goofy has happened yet. All right, coming to the checkered flag. It's certainly been a fun one. And Sterling Marlin will win this race under caution. Tim Richmond will be second. Rusty Wallace third. Mark Martin fourth. Dale Earnhardt in fifth. Sixth, Jeff Gordon. Seventh, Bubba Nissen. Eighth, Kelly Earnhardt. Patty Moyes ninth. And 10th is Davey Allison. So congrats to Mr. Sterling Marlin for picking up the dub. Had to race back to the caution, and there was just a bunch of stuff going on there coming to the finish. All right. So, let me check real quick. We'll have Jet join in just a moment, but I'll show you the results here. Eddie Bierschwell getting a 13th place finish. It's pretty solid. And then I'll show you the other half. Penske power, indeed. Indeed. Only one car actually DNF'd from this race, and that was Darrell Waltrip, and from that first caution. So, there's that. But yeah, there's your finishing order. Bit of an odd finish here, but there's always a possibility the next race could be a little interesting for sure. We'll have to wait and see. I ran a test race just to make sure nothing goofy would happen while running the race, but yeah, I think it'll be fun at least. It'll be fun. So let's do that. Okay. All right, I'll do something really quick. Let's see. And then, oh, the sound came back on. Oh well. There we go. Alright, so let me make sure Jet is ready, and I'll add him into the call here. I'll get a few things situated here. Okay, cool. And there's that. Let me see. Yeah, this should be plenty. Okay, so let me call up Jets Racing Designs here. Make sure this works. Yes. Oh, there we go. I turned speakers back on. Okay. So ask that again. I'm sorry.
How's everybody doing tonight? I'm live now?
Yeah. As they would say in the TV industry, you're hot.
How's everybody doing tonight? Got a couple things we're excited to share with you, and I'll, as usual, be taking any art and paint scheme questions if you have for me. I'll only be on like 10-15 minutes till the next race starts, but ready to pop on and help Alex out a little bit for a bit.
That's right. That's right. All right. So first things first involves we're going to be shooting for next Saturday, the first Racing Infinity of 2025. Racing Infinity Volume 31. Not going to give too much away, but I do have a bit of a fun teaser image for you guys to showcase here. So if you give me just a second, I'll pull this bad boy up.
There's a graphic made by me that Alex and I put together, and I think it looks really cool. And this teaser is all you're getting, and let's see if anyone can figure out the puzzle. But we're not giving you any indication on if you're right or not.
Yep.
Get nothing. You're gonna have to wait and see.
Because that's the beauty of it all. That's the magic. So yeah, there is your little teaser. It may not be much, but I'd love to hear what you guys think it is. Yeah, we're making good progress on that video, and we're on track to getting it out next Saturday for you guys. And excuse me, I think this is gonna be a good one. I think this is gonna be pretty good. So
this one's a fun one. We had a lot of art we've been doing for Sunday Night Lights recently, but getting that all sorted away. But it's nice to take a little break and try this one out.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like this has always been one I've always kind of wanted to explore at some point, and all that stuff.
We'll see if anybody can guess it, but we'll be sending this out later as well. We could probably do a community post with it, but
yeah,
yeah,
we'll definitely do that. Should I say if anybody is close or anything like that, or just stay quiet?
I would stay quiet. I'll go as far as you know what, I'll go as far as to say this. None of you have gotten it yet, but that is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You get a few deconfirms, but we aren't confirming anything else from this point.
Yep. We'll just again, you'll know more as we get closer to it, right? So speculation, the anticipation, that's what makes it all fun.
The design of the graphic is intentional. I'll say that as well as one last thing.
Yes. It is intentional. Keep it as a surprise. Absolutely.
That's what we're doing.
That's why that's why I always do it Sunday Night Lights, and I appreciate all the questions and stuff like that. But obviously, I want to keep things as a surprise because what makes me smile is when people react in the chat and they're like, "Whoa, this is cool" and stuff like that. So it makes me smile because I'm like, there's certain moments I'll do, whether it's a Racing Infinity or an SNL video, and then I sit there and go, "Oh man, I can't wait to see what the live chat's going to look like. I can't wait to see how people are going to react to this or react to that happening, and stuff like that." So,
especially when we see something live and we know we know something's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, 1999 Daytona 500. I'm sitting there going, "Well, this is a bit of an odd finish," and I see who's leading. I'm like, "Oh, this is going to be fun." Chad Little. All right. So, that's kind of the magic of alternate. Go ahead.
Chad behavior, as they say.
Exactly. What an absolute Chad. Exactly. It's fun for us to be excited to see what you guys find out. So I'll put it as that.
This is fun. We're
having fun. Yeah. Thank you, Christopher Bell.
So, any questions you guys have about paint schemes for me? Addressed some of them in chat during the previous streams, but now you can get my real voice. My burly 21-year-old getting old slowly college voice.
Bro, I'm 28. What are you talking about?
I have a raspier voice just today because my sinus is bothering me a little bit, but
yeah, I'll say this, like 2 weeks ago, y'all should have heard my voice. Ugh.
Yeah.
That sounded like crap.
Y'all don't get a face reveal. Y'all are never getting that out of me. But I am a bit of a larger dude. You can probably tell.
Yeah. Well, for me, I could lose a few pounds. That's something I'd like to work on at some point. But anyway,
I keep seeing Sonic. I'm assuming the drive-in coming up in chat. I don't think I have ever actually had Sonic somehow, and I need to one of these days finally.
I haven't had it in a long time, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Sonic Drive-In. I'm pretty sure they were an associate of Dale at one point. I'm pretty sure
they were. And they were on Kevin Harvick's Busch car.
Yes.
Too.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
So maybe they could have been with Dale after Burger King left too if he had stayed alive.
Yeah.
There's its own. There you guys go. You guys want a third Dale Earnhardt Racing Infinity? This one just about the sponsor. Just another one.
It's funny because I remember somebody posted like this big Google Doc sheet of like all the different what ifs of like even like sponsors or drivers going places and stuff like that, which is really fascinating to look at. Or even like going on to J-Ski and seeing the archives from like the late 90s and early 2000s and all the different rumors that kept posting, and it's kind of like, man, it's kind of wild thinking like what could have happened if, like, I think it was 99, there was a bunch of Ricky Rudd rumors of where he'd go and stuff like that. So, like, I think at one point Rudd was rumored to team up with Ganassi, funny enough.
Yeah.
So, any hints?
No.
Yeah, we'll keep it quiet. We'll keep it quiet.
Yeah. I gave you your main hint already. The design is intentional. I wonder if someone will figure it out eventually.
Let's see. Whataburger is... I had Whataburger once. I was in Tulsa almost 6 years ago now when I was in college. Our basketball team made the NCAA tournament, and I was in the pep band, so we got to travel down there. And I remember we just kind of spent the afternoon walking around the city and taking in the sights. I'm going to say this Tulsa was nice. I mean, at least from my perspective, it seemed like a very nice, calm city. Um, and I did have Whataburger, and I thought it was good. I remember I had like I think it was like a nacho fiesta kind of related burger. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. Um, from my neck of the woods, although right now they've been closing a lot of their restaurants because of issues with leases not being paid and stuff like that, which is really heartbreaking to see because to me, I think it's an icon to Cincinnati. It's called Frisch's Big Boy. If you've seen a statue of it's called the Big Boy statue. It's like this animated guy in an apron holding up a burger. That's Big Boy, and their Big Boy burger is known for having tartar sauce in it. And I know that sounds weird, but it's actually good. I've had it many times in the past, and yeah, so I guess from my neck of the woods, it'd be Frisch's Big Boy in terms of burgers that are pretty popular.
It's funny you bring up Tulsa because there's a certain important thing happening in Tulsa tonight where it's Kyle Larson versus the field, after all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do my best to follow along with the Chili Bowl as well. But yeah, I always know that's a fun, exciting race to watch.
We should have prepared another mock race at the Chili Bowl for tonight. We should have done that.
Oh, yeah, we should.
Another thing planned. We got another thing planned, though. We got a better track. Well, maybe not better, but we got another good track in mind.
It's exciting. I'll say it like that. But Hardee's is pretty good. Yeah, Hardee's is pretty good. I do like some Hardee's. Excuse me. I'm trying to think about it.
All right, so would you say it's time to move on to the
Yes.
other announcement we got?
Yeah. Or as LA Knight would say, yeah. But anyway,
Got something a bit new that we're gonna be doing as a bit of a fun thing. I'm not sure how much you led into them telling them about it, or if you'd like me to lead this.
I just kind of said we had a fun little announcement to say, but I'm gonna go ahead and reveal the graphic in 3, 2, 1.
So you may have seen in Alex's community post the other day that we were announcing one more little fun little Sunday Night Lights thing, and this is what we are creating. We are calling it the all 90s ballot. So, well, this was just a fun idea that I came up with that Alex really liked that we're going to roll with. So, you know how in other traditional sports they like to do the all decade teams? I know the NHL just did the quarter century team. We want to do something kind of like that with your guys' input. So, we're going to be sending out a form shortly after I finish explaining this that'll be open for however long, however many days, still kind of to be determined. And this kind of just has a survey for you to nominate up to 3 nominees for a few different categories, like driver of the decade, team of the decade, moment of the decade, with a few different categories. We've got, I might as well just go through it. We have moment of the decade for Winston Cup, moment of the decade for other series, and moment of the decade on or off track. And then we also have we're also going to be balloting paint scheme of the decade and the decade's most popular driver. So basically this form will just be for you to put what you think deserves a nomination for everything, and primarily based off of popularity and how we perceive the influence, we're going to be creating these all 90s teams, and then at the end we're also going to do another vote for you to decide the winner of each category, because there can only be one.
There can only be one, but yes. So yeah.
Would you have anything else you'd like to add, Alex?
You know, this is something that I think it was an idea. Like, I wanted to do something. Originally, I was thinking maybe bring back most popular driver stuff, but I thought, and then Jed actually brought up this fun idea with an all 90s ballot, and I think it's really fun to do because, you know, we just finished up an entire decade of alternate history, and I think it is it's something fun to do, especially in the meantime while we're all waiting for SNL 2000, of course, and right. All that fun stuff.
It'll be a little bit, but it'll be worth the wait. There's a reason we are putting a lot of new things together for 2000.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll send the link back over to Alex for him to send it in chat. This will be open for several days. I don't have an exact date yet, but this is just something fun we're going to be running. So once Alex sends out the form, you can please feel free to fill it out while you're watching the rest of the stream. As it says that you can put up to 3 suggestions or 3 nominees for each of the categories and do as much or as little as you want. We want to hear what you guys think is most important from this decade.
Yeah. Also, hi, Ferris. But yeah, I went ahead and posted the link there in the chat, and yeah, go ahead and start voting, and I'll make posts about it and stuff like that too. So, therefore, we can get as much votes as we can, and all that fun stuff. So, again, this is just something fun to do, and yeah. Plus, it's just a fun way to celebrate how far things have come from the stand of the decade in the timeline, as well as the videos itself. So I feel like we've come a long way.
We have.
And
I'm gonna check this. I'm gonna check this in the background really quick. I want to see when exactly the '90s started in terms of video time.
All right.
I believe I'm going back through your.
I want to say.
Yeah, so the 1989 to 1991 video premiered on April 4th, 2022. So it is almost been 3 years that the 90s have taken.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Although I feel like I feel like things kind of ramped up in the second half of the '90s as well. So
it did.
SNL 99 right now is at
yeah.
2,800 views, so it's inching close to 3,000, which is awesome. 98 currently has 3,553. And a lot of the Racing Infinity...
And 99 was by far the hottest start one of these videos has ever had, so thank you guys, and we're going to keep making it even bigger.
Exactly. Like I said, I mentioned it earlier, but with some of the paint schemes that we've made for 2000 so far, I'm not going to give anything away, but I think some of these are some of the best we've made yet, and they look good. They look really good.
Right. I will be clear. It's going to be a bit before you actually see anything from 2000, but just trust us. We are doing a lot. We have done dozens of cars already, and we've got so much exciting stuff to show off.
Yeah, exactly. Trust the process, as one would say.
Unfortunately, well, don't say trust the process, because we all know how the process ended in Philadelphia.
Our process will end better.
You got to get a better analogy than that.
That's true.
So yeah, I'll be on a few more minutes. Does anyone have any paint scheme questions for me before I head off and pass it back off to just Alex?
Let him know, and I'm gonna in the background get the next race set up at least.
Or Alex can interview me if no one has any questions.
I mean, hey, I can do that.
I don't have the time for that today.
Let's see. But yeah, anyhow, feel free to send those votes in. I think it's something really fun to do, and I'm looking forward to seeing who you all put down as your votes.
Walmart in NASCAR. That is a great question. I think Walmart is in fact NASCAR.
Yes, Walmart is NASCAR.
I mean, Walmart's never actually had that many real NASCAR paint schemes, which is kind of surprising when you think about how much influence they had on the video games in the 2000s, especially. But
oh, I know.
Maybe
yeah.
That's something that. I mean, hey, Walmart could come in at some point. You never know.
Yeah, it just kind of depends.
Doing stuff for other timelines. I admit I'm not really looking for that right now, just because I'm a college student and I do a lot of work with this series. But at some point, potentially I could branch out, but definitely not right now. Probably takes just the right things for me to work on things. If that makes sense.
I remember when we first met, and when I was trying to figure out, because I've really been wanting to do an alternate timeline thing, and I had a couple weird ideas. I remember one of them was like, what if the auto bailout in the late 2000s didn't happen? But but yeah,
Walmart's where I live.
I didn't even know. Honestly, I look back on this like, what the heck was I doing? But no, I think what we have now is awesome and stuff like that. So, posted your vote, awesome. Walmart is hell where I live. I mean, more so we have Kroger's. Obviously, Cincinnati, it's home to Kroger, so we got Kroger's all over the place. You know what's funny? There's a town about 10 minutes from downtown Cincinnati called Cold Spring. It's very close to NKU. There is a Kroger. There's always been a Kroger. There's always been you go across on this overpass over the AA highway, and there's a Meijer. And if you go a couple more miles down, there's a Walmart. And in between the Meijer and Kroger, they're building a Publix. So there's going to be 4 freaking grocery stores that close to each other. And I'm like, good Lord. Yeah, Publix is invading this area now, which is... Wawa is too, so... Ah, yes, Ryan Priest sponsor. I'm intrigued to see how he'll do this year.
You're the place to be, after all.
Yeah. Like I said, RFK Racing has kind of become a de facto Cincinnati team. And, like I said, I mentioned the sponsors, but the other thing I forgot to mention was Jack Roush is from Covington, Kentucky, which is right across the river.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's all I really wanted to jump in on. I'll pass it back off to Alex for the most part. Alex, you have any last things you want to say before I head off?
Just appreciate everything you've done and helped out, and obviously we're making a lot of great things, and looking forward to seeing what's next.
Yeah, we got a good team together. Obviously, I know Ferris is in chat. Hopefully, you're still watching. I wish Rose Jam was here, but they're working tonight, so could not be there. But they do a lot. Both of them do a lot of great work for us as well. So show them their kudos. It's a team effort.
Yep, exactly. They definitely deserve their flowers.
Yeah. I'll be around in chat, just not going to be able to be on because of real life things, because that's the life of a college student. But
yep.
See you guys around.
Yep, take it easy,
Thanks
man.
for having me on, Alex.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so yep, that was Jets Racing Designs. Glad to have him on for a bit there. And how do you think Will Brown will do in his road course starts? Yeah, I'd love to see him do more. I'd love to see him hop in and do some more cup races. I think it's great to have these international drivers come in and give NASCAR a chance and everything else. I think, again, stuff like that's good for the sport and bring in these different drivers. So, okay, so with that being said, let's hop into the next race. Let's see, is 18 going to be enough? I don't want the race to be too short. 13 was pretty short. Oh yeah. For this race, I'm going to turn off the pace lap and the yellow flags because it's a road course, and I don't want there to be a bunch of cautions and stuff like that. How do you think Chase Briscoe will do with JGR? I think he'll do good. I could see him winning a couple races. I always thought Chase Briscoe had the talent. He showcased that. I think it's the fact that Stuart Haas was on the way out, and he still put them in victory lane. So I think now with him at JGR, I think he's going to do really well. Yeah, I know Publix is more of like a southeastern chain, but looks like they're starting to expand a little bit more. So this is not just the New Hampshire road course, and I'll explain what I mean. Yeah, I think 20 laps should be fine. So what this track is, this was recently put on Stunod. Hold on, let me make sure. I want to credit the individual who worked on this. This is a New Hampshire road course rallycross track. So yeah, it does kind of fit into the Chili Bowl. Technically, it's on dirt, off-road racing. James ST99 made this, so shout out to them. Let's see here. I've been playing World of Outlaws on my Switch, and now I'm used to the physics of the dirt tracks. Oh, nice. I've tried doing dirt racing on iRacing, and I'm just not that good on it. So, yeah.
Drivers, to your cars.
Yeah, what did qualifying look like here? Okay. I think this track only does 41 cars, but that's okay. There may be a couple of notable D&Qs, and if so, I do apologize. I wanted to throw in some road ringers if I could. Let's see. Okay, I got Willie T. Ribs and Ricky Johnson. That's good. Okay.
Drivers, to your cars.
All right. So yeah, we're going off-roading in New Hampshire. That's what we're doing. So that being said, here's our starting lineup. Patty Moyes starting on the pole. Jeff Gordon will start second. Rob Moroso will start third. Sterling Marlin will start fourth. Kyle Petty fifth. Bubba Nissen sixth. Jeff Green seventh. Alan Kowicki in eighth. Then Ernie Irvin, Rusty Wallace in ninth and 10th. Then you got Dale Earnhardt in the 3, Shauna Robinson in the 40, and then Tim Richmond and Tammy Jo Kirk there. Then you got Kelly Earnhardt in the 14 and the 6 of Tim Steele. Ricky Rudd in the 25, Paige Jones in the 99, John Nemechek, and then Mark Martin. He's in this race. Davey Allison and Bill Elliott. Casey Elliott and Terry Labonte. Chad Little, Matt Kenseth. Yep, we're getting down and dirty. Ricky Johnson, and that is Robbie Gordon. Darrell Waltrip and Joe Nemechek. Willie T. Ribs is in this race. And you got Rick Mast. Robert Presley in the 58. Kenny Wallace in the 4. Eddie Bierschwell, Todd Bodine. Decided to, let's see, that's Bobby Labonte in the 91. Jimmy Spencer, Bobby Hamilton, Jeff Burton, and Jerry Nadeau are their part-times this season. Are you referring to Real Life or Sunday Night Lights? There we go. So we'll roll off here in a moment and we'll get going. Yeah, this is this was made in SNL. In SNL, yeah, we're still working on all that, but yeah, we do have part-time teams, and we actually do make schedules of what races they run and stuff of that nature. So yeah, we do work on that stuff. Let's see. About 10 seconds from the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
All right, we're rolling. All right, let's do a little off-roading in the Northeast, shall we? 40 laps. Here we go, green flag. Or as Moonhead would say, green flag, green flag, green flag. Who will get the muddy lobster? Yeah, yes, the lobster. It's huge, as the commercial for the race last year did. Just imagine if it decided to rain on this kind of circuit and racing in the mud. And, oh boy, that would be something. Patty Moyes jumping out to an early lead here. See if we get through clean. I did turn off cautions since this is a road course and I didn't want there to be potentially a bunch of cautions and all that stuff. So, all right, pretty clean first lap there. Excuse me. As we continue to move along here. What will you do when you get to the late 2000s, specifically in the 07-08 seasons? In terms of the COT, I did bring this up earlier. It's one of those things where we just cross that bridge when we get there. We've kind of discussed it on and off, but again, there's still a lot of time to figure all that out. So it's one of those things where we'll cross that bridge when we get closer to it and all that. I really don't have a definitive answer for any of that right now, so... Excuse me. Penny Moyes has pulled out to an early lead. No wrecks have occurred yet as I'm going through the field. Things have remained rather calm, which is good to see. I did have a wreck happen in the test race I did, but so far we haven't had anything like that. Oh, look at that spectator view. I mean, good point, since Moroso is actually from this neck of the woods. I know he's from Connecticut. I'd definitely say if they're going to New Hampshire, he's definitely a local favorite for sure. He's a Connecticut boy after all. It's kind of why we gave him that New York Knicks paint scheme, since, you know, that's up in that neck of the woods. Alright, Rusty Wallace is at 9th, so you guys have nothing to worry about. Moyes was a good road racer in real life. Huh. Oh, I'm sure. Actually, I'm curious now. Oh, yeah. It says here, Moyes began racing at 16 when she drove road course races in the IMSA series. Oh, wow. Oh, that's kind of cool that she has some IMSA experience behind her back. That's pretty cool. Could we have a dirt wheel and modified like dirt series? It just depends. I know we already cover 6 different racing series across the Winston Cup, Busch, IROC, Truck, Super Sportsman, and Stock GT. So, okay. I apologize, guys. My smoke detectors are going off, and I don't know why. Stand by, guys. Jed, if you need to hijack the stream, you can. So, I will explain what happened. So, right now, I have two roommates. Basically, we have an issue with our furnace. It's not working right now, and good timing since we're about to have temperatures drop into the single digits, if not 0 degrees, in a couple days. But our the person that owns the house we're renting basically gave us some space heaters until we can figure some stuff out. And I guess nothing caught on fire, but I think it was just building up some of the dust that caused it to go off, and it was just kind of, and plus, it might be one of those cases where if one smoke detector goes off, the others do. So nothing's on fire. We're fine. Just thought I'd let you guys know what's going on there. So I'm sure some of you guys were a little concerned there. So yeah, that's what happened there. So yeah, we're just having a little. We've had to use some space heaters because we're having an issue with our furnace. So yeah, sorry, I had to. Just wanted to try to make sure shit was good. So, nope, pardon my language. Oh, this isn't getting monetized. What do I care? What do I care? YouTube's YouTube, right? But anyway, what's this? Now for SNL 99 being done in the Cars World stuff. Now, how about Matt Kenseth? Can't think of anything at the moment, but I'm gonna give you guys the running order since I didn't give you guys that. But yeah, it was just, I think the space heaters just kind of collected some dust, and it's normal for it to do that. Demonetized! The 07 chain. I was like, I don't want you guys to think like I'm in trouble or anything. Oh, 07 conveys a salute. Okay. It took me a moment to remember what what that was. I'm so sorry. I guess because I'm 28 and I'm just getting old. I don't know. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say. I'm like Mr. Krabs. I ain't old. I ain't old. Anyway, I know 28 in the internet's considered boomer age, but currently this is the second of 2 races I have planned. But have you heard of the Switch 2? Yes. Yeah, I did hear about the Switch 2. I talked about it earlier. It looks cool, and it's got a bunch of different unique things. Check out, if you guys know a channel called Video Game Donkey, check out his guy's video on it because, I'm 35, you're not like me. Ah, come on, 35's still pretty young. It's all good. That'll be me at some point. So we're halfway through this race. It's all Patty Moyes so far. We should do like a 10-minute Chili Bowl race after this for the hell of it. I know I've done the Chili Bowl before, and I remember it being an absolute crap show, but I'm all for it. I'm sure I could find the track pretty easily. Documents show challenges in stadium negotiations between the Bengals and County. Here we go. Anyway. Yeah, Video Game Donkey, yeah. He did a video on the Switch too, and it was just so hilarious. Did you see, of course, his Game of the Year? Super Mario Brothers 2. A non-cup exhibition race. I'm sure I could try something like that. I mean, I could do like trucks at the Chili Bowl or something like that. I think I've done that before. Pretty sure I have. Or maybe I could do Bush. Yeah, right now Patty's just kind of running away with things right now. Been a pretty mellow race so far. I'm kind of surprised. It's a nice shot of all the cars going around like that. Pretty soon she'll probably have a 3-second lead, if not by this time around. Still 2.6, so it's getting up there. Let's do an onboard. Not gonna lie, that's actually really nice with all the trees and all that. That's really nice. Of course, oh really? Oh, nice. EA Sports F1 Challenge. Yeah, there is a paid version of this track. This was something that popped up on Stunod rather recently. It was just like a fun off-road version. I thought, oh, this could be fun. So, somebody made like a Rockingham road course in the snow or something like that. So, same guy actually, James at C99. But yeah. Whoa! What in the world? That was weird. Anyway. Definitely a dominant performance from Patty Moyes, as we see Ernie Irvin and Alan Kowicki battle for position. You see Shauna Robinson and Tammy Jo Kirk battling for position back there, as well as Earnhardt in Richmond. A little 2x2 action here. Six laps to go for Patty Moyes. Over a 3-second lead over Rob Moroso. So I've decided I'm going to do a quick race at the Chili Bowl after this. We'll do a fun extra race for you guys. So since the Chili Bowl was this week, so we'll do that before heading off for the night. It's always fun to do mods for games, especially like a game like this. And I know they've been figuring out some of the later games too. Obviously, I know there's been a lot of stuff, being made for Thunder 04, which is pretty cool. I played around with some of that before, but something I'll have to take a look at again at some point. Yeah, it's just been one of those races, I guess. See what else is going on through the field. Earnhardt and Richmond. Looks like Shauna Robinson's gained a spot. Ernie Irvin's gotten past Kowicki. Robinson has gotten past Kowicki, so I think that might be, yeah, that's going to be for 10th place, so Robinson on the move. Kowicki's starting to drop back a little bit. Thunder 04 did defeat Mario Kart Double Dash for the Best Racing Game Award. Oh, really? Nice. Just kind of going through the field now. Looks like Kowicki's now under fire from Tammy Jo Kirk. Kowicki trying to hang on to his spot. As we have 4 laps to go here. But yeah, the Tulsa, I'll do it. Excuse me. Let's see, here's a Racing Infinity. I'm sure at some point I wouldn't mind doing an Alan Kowicki Racing Infinity at some point. That'd be pretty cool. It's kind of crazy how he was offered to race for Junior Johnson, and he's like, I'd rather just do it my own way, and his way frickin' worked, so he knew a thing or two. And with that, there are 3 laps remaining. The Simpsons Hit and Run is an all-time classic. Yes, it is. I will agree with that. I agree 100%. That is, that and Simpsons Road Rage, both of those very fun games. And meanwhile, Patty Moyes has just come across the line. This way could have outlasted Junior Johnson. Yeah, I mean, Kowicki just knew a thing or two than anybody else, and this was a guy who had his own team. He was an owner-driver, had like 5 employees full-time, and he showed up everybody. I mean, like I said, I don't think we'll ever see that something just like that replicated ever again. So, definitely one of a kind. Talking about like skateboarding and wrestling video games in general. I played some WWE video games in my time. He had a degree in engineering. Oh yeah, yeah, he had a degree in engineering. He was kind of a business guy too. So he definitely knew what he was doing. Hey Corvette, how are you, man? Yep, New Hampshire Dirt Road Course. Yep. And then after this race, I'll kind of make up for it, and we'll do a quick Chili Bowl race. I'm sure there will be plenty of carnage in that one. So I know I have the Chili Bowl track somewhere, so I may have to open the game back up in order to do that and put that back in, but we'll do that. What? Excuse me. Sorry about the yawn. Final lap here. Patty Moyes has dominated this one, and that is exactly what she's going to do. She's going to take this one home and take the checkered flag here today at the New Hampshire Road Course, the off-road road course. Rob Moroso will have to settle for second place as coming back to the start-finish line, checkered flag, Patty Moyes wins at New Hampshire. What an absolute dominant performance. Yeah, I expected a little bit more out of it, but especially I had it at like 98%. But oh well, what can you do? Is this our first alt scheme win? It might be. It pretty much felt like a scenic drive with how good she was there, so. Patty Moyes with a dominant performance here. The Racing Infinity announcement. It was a teaser image. We'll make a community post about it. I may show it off real quick. Yeah, I think I'll do that while I get the Chili Bowl set up, so. And then Corvette, if you scroll up in the chat, if not, I'll probably post it again in the chat. But we announced we're doing voting for basically like an all 90s SNL kind of thing. So I had Jets Racing Designs in here earlier to discuss all that. So that's the all 90s ballot. Of course, we revealed that earlier. And all that fun stuff, so. Alright, so. And then I will quickly show the teaser image again. Just for you guys to look at. And I'm not going to give anything away. So I'm not going to tell you guys anything. But again, this is the one little teaser we have. Jet made this, and there's a reason why he made it this way. So let's see. I think I'll have to put the folder for the Chili Bowl track back in the game. Okay. I'm going to quickly close out the game here, and then I can load that back in. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do, brother. I'm just kidding. Chili Bowl. There you are. All right. Perfect. I won't make this race as long, by the way. There we go. Oh yeah, I did do a video like that quite a while back, didn't I? Yeah. The What If Alan Kowicki video is still alive. But, yeah, let me do a couple things here. Oh, jeez. There we go. Alright, let me get the Chili Bowl going. Oh, that's right. Only 26 cars. That's fine. Okay, let's see. I know there will be carnage. I'm gonna lower that down. Do I do cautions? Or do I just let the races go as normal? For any of you that missed it, by the way, I am going to post the link to the voting. There will be a community post about it as well, but I'll send you a link to it in case some of you haven't voted or Don't have the link to it, so let me just do that really quick for you guys and all that fun stuff. Alright. Send that. There you go. Let the race flow. Okay. I'm seriously thinking of oh, I know. I was just for people like Corvette who joined late who may have not seen the link. I just figured I'd post it again real quick, but I'm leaning towards doing no cautions because I just feel like there will be there will be plenty of insanity in this one because I know I've done the Chili Bowl before. Useful pace lap to race. Got it. Trying to think if I think 30 laps is plenty. Just a quick race. Nothing too crazy, but yeah. I actually may have done no cautions because I think I did like trucks and stock GT and super sportsman all at the Chili Bowl before, and I haven't watched the whole SNL saga, so I'll probably send in my vote later. Alright, and obviously there's also SNL Restart, kind of like a reintroduction of the series from 81 to 97, in a more of a better quality way as well, so you can also use that if you needed to. You know what? Yeah, I'll do no cautions. Well, we'll take our chances here. Will everybody get practice laps in? Well, it looks like it. So like I said, whoever's in there is whoever's in there because there's 26 spots. Because, you know. So Jeff Gordon and Alan Kowicki on the front row. You know, I did lower the AI strength just to make sure like it doesn't go insane. Hopefully I didn't make it too low, but we'll see. This will be something. Jeff Gordon, Alan Kowicki, Jerry Nadeau, Dale Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace, Bubba Nissen, Jeff Green, Shauna Robinson, Patty Moyes, Rob Moroso. There we go. Mark Martin, Matt Kenseth, Davey Allison, Ernie Irvin, Bill Elliott, and Paige Jones. Kelly Earnhardt, Tim Richmond, Chad Little, Sterling Moreland, Tim Steele, Joe Nemechek, Casey Elliott, the Pepsi Man car, Jerry Mayfield, Jeff Burton, and Terry Labonte. Terry Labooty, whatever you want to say. Alright, who is ready for Carnage? Who's ready for maximum carnage?
Drivers, to your car.
Alright, let's go racing and let's go Chili Bowl racing. Who will end up in a fence this time? Ugh. There will be more chaos in Thunder Hollow. Who will make a viral TikTok clip here before it gets banned? I'm sorry I had to make the joke. There is no guarantees to who could potentially win this race, which means Rusty Wallace will somehow win. Everyone will get into the grandstands. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy.
Drivers, start your engines.
Well, this will be an experience. Final Destination 4? Oh, God, no. Alright, here we go. So yeah, no cautions. There are no cautions. Alright. Well, folks, here goes nothing. Green flag, green flag, green flag! We're racing. Oh, I already hear scraping. Shauna Robinson already. That didn't take long. It took one turn. Did she just get loose? Yeah, it's a good thing she didn't hit that opening. She would have been done for the day. Well, tough break there for Shauna Robinson. We keep going. Like I said, that did not take long. That's the thing, too. Cars will just get loose and spin out on this track from now that I remember. So. This is why NASCAR probably could not race at the Chili Bowl. Oh, there's another one. This time it's Davey Allison. Look out, everybody. Looks like, I'm assuming he just got loose too. Yeah, pretty much like Shauna. Same place. Just got loose. Moroso had to slow up. Paige Jones had to slow up. That and deadly fumes. Yeah. That's actually not a bad place to wear masks, honestly. Oh, Moroso. Shauna. Oh, and this is when the carnage begins. Good Lord, what happened here? Shauna already had a bunch of damage, and she got loose and... Oh, geez. Slammed right into Rob Moroso. Oh, no! No, Alan! Fudgesicles, no! Oh, what in the world happened? It's like... Oh, Moroso and Kenseth. Kenseth just slid into the DMs right there, man. Damn. Look at... What did Kenseth... Kenseth literally just slid into pit road. Let me see that. Dude, that is one of the most slick things ever. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, I got turned. Well, that's okay. I'm just going to slide into my pit stop. Dude! That's cool. That is literally one of the most slick things I've ever seen. That was honestly hilarious. Paige, Kowicki and Jones. Okay, that was Moroso. But coming back around... Here's what happened as they come back around. 10 out of 10. That's what I'm saying. Oh, man, everybody's piling in. What the hell? Yeah, Kenseth is definitely... I may have to... Man, they just getting... Jeff Green's done. Good God. That is a dangerous section. Oh, there goes Rusty. Girl, bye. At this point, I'm not even paying attention to who's winning because it's just so much crap is happening. And just deja vu. I have been in this place before. Matt Kenseth's sitting there like, well, I got nowhere to go. I don't know where Texas Terry's going. What the hell? I have lost track of what is going on. What else happened to Kowicki? He and Davey getting together and... Oh, okay. Well, how do you do? Boy, howdy. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have... I should have turned on cautions. But then again, I feel like the race would have been... I felt like the entire race was going to be nothing but cautions. That's why I turned it off to begin with. Weber Valley? Oh, gosh. Alright, who's winning? Because I don't know anymore. Okay, it's still Jeff Gordon, funny enough. For now. Oh, never mind. Never freaking mind. Never mind, folks. Pardon my French. Okay, what happened to Texas Terry here? And Shauna. Did they just, like, struggle to get out of pit road? You know, Labonte and Shauna just couldn't get out of pit road. And he's like, come on, Shauna. Oh, never mind. Oh, that didn't go well. And here goes Shauna. And then everybody slows up, and Jeff Gordon's like, oh, well, I think Nadu took the lead. Yeah. That is scary watching him just fly into pit road like that. Good God. Alright, it's lap 11. Jerry Nadu is leading. We're playing Burnout. I loved Burnout 3 Takedown growing up. That was always a fun game. Alright, Nadu leads. Gordon is second. I don't know who else. Joe Nemechek has eaten it. Tartar sauce. Tartar sauce! Yeah. How many cars are left on the track? That's what I want to know. 10 out of 10 visibility. Yes. It's one of those things where it's like, it would be cool to go to the Chili Bowl, but this is like the one thing I'm worried about. Okay, a couple cars getting onto the track here. Well, Jeff Gordon is trying to chase Jerry Nadu down. Be interesting to see if he can get to his bumper. We're halfway through. Only 9 cars on the lead lap. Oh, goodness gracious. Pressing S, yeah. Well, it looks like just a bunch of cars might be just sitting on pit road, so they're not registered as DNF, but... yeah, I think that's what might have happened there. Well, Jeff Gordon is catching Jerry Nadu. He's there. All over the back, and Davey Allison was in the wall. Oh, how disappointing. Davey is 7th. Well, now he's 9th. Pretty sure he just went a lap down, and he probably just ate it again. Yes, he did. Davey is not having a good day, guys. He's just, ow. Not having a good time. He's not having a good time. Man, Gordon's just trying to find some way around Jerry Nadu. I think he's got the better car. He's got 9 laps to catch him. Gordon using that high line. He's got some momentum coming off of it, but just not able to get around Nadu quite just yet. Very tricky to make a pass here. Oh, man, I think Gordon's going to use a little contact. Yes, he will. He moves to 43. And Jeff Gordon is back out in front as we have 6 laps to go here in Tulsa. Now can Nadu return the favor? It's going to be interesting to see if he can, but he's running out of time. As we are coming to 4 laps to go, there is some lap traffic up ahead. Could that potentially play a factor? After the calamity, things have pretty much calmed down. And that is because I'm guessing that about half the field is on pit road. Here they come. 2 to go now for Jeff Gordon. he has approached the 98, the lap car of Jeremy Mayfield, who is currently marked in 8th position. He is actually the last car on the lead lap. White flag. A legitimate pass at my Chili Bowl. Anyway, Gordon to the inside of Mayfield to put some extra insurance between he and Nadu, and Jeff Gordon will win at the Chili Bowl. I forgot these laps go by pretty quickly. So there you have it. Well, this has definitely been a race, huh? I think Mark Martin just packed the 3 there. So yeah, 10, 11 cars or so did DNF from this race. Put a smile on him. Yeah. Alright, well there's your finishing order. Definitely a crazy one, but what a comeback from Jeff Gordon after nearly taking himself out, and he manages to fight back and get past Jerry Nadu for the win. And what's definitely been a wild one, so. Yeah, those were some of the old slogans. Yeah, I know what you mean. Now it's I'm loving it, or ba-da-ba-ba-ba. But yeah. Okay, well, I hope you guys had a good time tonight. This was definitely a lot of fun. Again, sorry for the late start and the technical difficulties that I had there, but yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this stream. I think we had some. I know the second race was admittedly kind of mid, but the other 2 were pretty entertaining for sure. Coca-Cola and of course the Chili Bowl. I wish I had thought about doing the Chili Bowl earlier, but it's good that we're doing it now. So what you want is what you get. Exactly. But anyhow, yeah, it's been a good stream. I don't normally do back-to-back streams on Saturdays, so yeah, stay tuned for Racing Infinity Volume 31. That's going to come out next Saturday. Getting that video put together pretty well. I think a lot of it's taken care of so far. So again, I think you guys are going to like what you see. So a mid-race is still a race, and that's what makes it good. Yeah, certainly. And sometimes, I will get. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't say mid, but I can hear MJF yelling mid. But more so, just a calmer race. Sometimes you get races that are a little bit more laid back. That just happens, and just depends on everything else, and so many factors play into it. But yeah, okay. So yeah, unless you guys have any last second comments or anything like that, let me know, or otherwise we'll make a post regarding voting on the ballot and stuff like that. Thank you all for those who have voted so far, and we'll let you know how long we let that ballot run until, and then what's next after that. And of course, again, stay tuned for Racing Infinity Volume 31, and soon we'll have updates regarding SNL 2000. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, I really appreciate the support from all of you, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Stay warm, because it's gonna get really cold in some places, especially here. We're gonna have lows that are gonna have wind chills that dip into the negatives, so it's gonna be cold. It rained today and actually finally melted off all the snow we had from like almost 2 weeks ago now. But yeah, we had a lot of snow. But anyway. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Enjoy your weekend. And obviously NASCAR season's around the corner. Y'all take it easy, and I will see you next time.